Hello again. I'm Lauren Whatevs here with Scott from fourthlocation.com. We're going to talk about Team Clash, the new mode. Broadly, what are you thinking about it so far?
I like it a lot so far. I like it probably more than I guessed I was going to.
Mm.
Uh, Building with, six already in your deck hasn't felt especially restrictive. There's been fun things to do. It's been crashing on me a lot though, which I think everybody's having issues with.
Yeah.
Just don't check your notifications during a game.
Right. Yeah, I'm so used to like swiping over to Discord real quick. Like
Yeah,
it's really like stark how like it is making it clear to me how often I do that because every time I come
exactly.
back to Snap,
Exactly.
it's
Yeah, I
kicked
wasn't
me out.
realizing how much I was going and doing something else during a turn or reading a notification or whatever, but apparently I do it a lot.
Right. Yeah. Like I know that I'm distracted when I play while I'm doing like laundry or whatever. Like then I know I'm playing distracted, but I didn't realize how
Yeah.
much I'm. Anyway. Um. Yeah, I'm enjoying the mode. It's been tougher than I expected. I normally am able to put on my competitive hat when it's a game mode with cards on the line, and I feel like I know what I'm doing in the game, even though I don't play
Yeah.
ranked very competitively. I play well in the other modes, I believe. I run into high MMR players when I'm playing like Sanctum Showdown.
Mhm.
But I burned through my first set of tickets really fast, and I was just like, I felt lost. But then I found a couple decks that I was vibing with
It,
better.
it is a real learning curve. Like I've talked to other people. I talked to somebody who said they've only played it a few times because it's just overwhelming. They have to read every card. They have to figure out what everything does. They just don't know what they're doing. It's like they gave us a whole new game.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like a
right. There's
second Snap
five
game.
modes or like five team
Totally
abilities to
different.
learn plus 30 new cards.
I mean, I think I'm at an advantage because I spent so much time thinking about every single card in the mode for the
Mm.
article on fourthlocation.com that it gave me like lead time on knowing what all the cards do and stuff like that.
Right. Well, and
You
that's
also
gonna
have an article on Team Clash about
yes.
the economy. Tell us about
Right.
Team Clash's economy.
Okay. Well, broadly, it follows the pattern we've seen with our last two events, with Sanctum in November and Arena in December, just a couple weeks ago, where we have a premium pass and the value of the pass is kind of almost entirely fit into, do you want to finish this mode faster or do you really love the cosmetics, especially the exclusive ones?
Yeah.
The raw value, like if you treated it like a bundle, not very good. You'd be better off just like literally going to the shop and buying credits with your gold. But
Yeah.
and don't do that. Like wait for good gold bundles or cosmetics you love or whatever. Like I'm all for spending money on cosmetics or gold on cosmetics if you love them, right?
Yeah.
But the value is subjective, and so people are always like, "Well, how good is it for cosmetics?" And it's like depends on how much you value them. If Hulk, if a Victor Pharaoh Hulk is worth 1,200 gold for you, then everything else in the premium pass is just gravy.
Yeah. Like I loved the cosmetics for the last mode, all the pixel stuff they did for Grand Arena. So I got all of them. I got every single one of them. I actually kind of haven't really looked at the cosmetics for this one yet. It's kind of generic until the Victor Pharaoh Hulk.
There's the Victor Pharaoh Hulk at the end of the premium pass, and then there's I think it's Peter Wynn Nightcrawler that I think is actually pretty great.
Oh yeah, I
But
remember that one. I like that one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, the
And
big
there's the
pictures in the
oh yeah,
background.
then there's the Mobius conspiracy theory emote.
Yeah, and I've heard some people be really positive about the claw fist bump emote and the marrow, just like a flex. Like how many emotes do we have where it's a random character flexing? Or
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of that, but I've heard some other people are. I
yeah.
think the Mobius is probably the only emote that I'll go for. Um,
Okay, but so how easy are the cards to get?
It's a good question. They're very achievable, even for free. You do have to work for them, right? But even if you have a poor win rate, in my article, I tested win rates every 5% between 35 and 65, which like to me those are the realistic ones, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If you're horrible at the game or if you're just struggling or super distracted
Yes.
or whatever, they're gonna throw bots at you.
Yeah,
Like
you'll still be above 35% probably.
it would be hard not to be, at least like in the
Long
grand
term.
scheme. You might have a bad stretch, but
Yeah, you might lose
um,
10 in a row somewhere.
right. And similarly with like doing a maintaining a win rate above 65% for a long period of time, very tricky to do. Um, Maybe not impossible, but like 65% seemed good enough. So it takes. I mean, I'm free ish, and I already have Wild Child.
Okay.
I say ish because I did refresh a few missions trying to test how they worked.
Oh, to see how do they work?
So Griffin told us that they would replace the mission that you had emptied. So like if you just kept doing hard missions, you could keep refreshing them. And I was like, that's not how high voltage works. So probably not. And they're like high voltage. They cycle. Every
Yeah.
single mission
Okay.
that comes in goes 20, 40, 60, 20, 40, 60 in a
Yeah.
pattern.
I suspected that was gonna be the case.
Yeah, and I almost didn't spend my gold because I was like, it's probably a safe assumption it works like high voltage, but I ultimately did spend enough gold to verify that that is how it
Okay,
works.
so I think Wild Child is easy for everybody to get, free to play, paid, like the mode, hate the mode. What about Fastball Special?
Yeah. Fastball special's trickier. You have to save up 4,000 emblems, which is the event currency.
Mhm.
Um, versus what is it? It's like 1,600 or something like that for Wild Child.
Mhm.
Also, Wild Child uses XP, so you don't have to spend anything. But
Yeah.
generally, you're getting XP and emblems at a 1-to-1 ratio. There's a
Well, yeah, it
few.
means you have to not blow your emblems on other garbage until you get
That,
to the 4,000.
right. And I've seen people tempted by it. Like, how long am I going to have to wait if I wait for Fastball Special to hit the token shop because they like the emotes so much or whatever? And
Yeah,
yeah, me personally, Fastball Special is going to be the first thing I grab.
yeah, I will
I will
also be
wait
doing the
until
same
I
thing.
have extra emblems to get
Yeah,
the Mobius emote or whatever.
yeah, me too.
Um, Maybe like the daily offers will have a variant I love, although most of the variants I love I bought the first time they showed up.
Yeah.
um,
All right, but so how much
yes,
does a
let's
free to
get to
play
it.
player have to play to get Fastball Special? And is it trivial if you buy the pass?
Yes. So I measured it as active days, which is days where you are spending every ticket you get.
Mhm.
That's what 12 tickets a day because you get 4 every 8 hours. Spend every ticket you get, and you're completing the missions you get, which is 3 every 8 hours. If you're playing actively, Fastball Special takes a free to play player about 5 days to get, which is reasonable. It's a 10-day long event. That
Yeah,
means that you can miss half of the refreshes. You can burn some tickets or you can burn some missions, and that's okay.
yeah.
Um, for a premium player, it's about a third of that. So it's like just under 2 days for a premium player to knock out Fastball Special.
So is this based on the assumption of completing every mission?
Yeah.
I
So
think that might be a little different in this mode than previous modes because if you don't want to play with Guardians, you might just not complete that mission for a while. Whereas
yeah,
in
you're
other
right.
modes, all of the missions were much more generic and easier to complete. And I know for sure there are some people who are going to hate being told to play a certain deck or not a certain deck.
Definitely.
People like to jam the same deck over and over and over and get intermittent. That's what made this game so successful and popular.
Right. I mean,
This is
that's what I did
asking
in
people.
Grand Arena. I played like
Yeah,
120 games with Sentinels, and my next one
yeah.
was like 25 games.
Well, yeah, the previous Grand Arena, which one was it when Magneto was like the worst deck?
Oh yeah.
I
Uh huh.
played so many games with Magneto. I was like addicted to it. I couldn't stop playing with the terrible
Right.
Magneto deck.
Yeah. If it's fun for whatever
Yeah,
reason, then you're
yeah,
gonna keep playing it, regardless of what cosmetics it will earn you.
but I do think you can kind of just you can get like a custom deck for each one, and just so that you're comfortable with, and just roll through them. I think it's reasonable.
Yeah. Um. I mostly agree. I've managed to keep up with my missions so far. There is that like you can hold 6 missions, but you only refresh 3. So
Yeah,
you kind of get 2 refreshes to work on any individual mission.
yeah,
Um, and you can even be smart about that. Where like if you knock out the missions early and you still have 2 tickets, like save those for the next mission refresh because
yeah,
maybe your next batch is going to ask you to play 3 different decks and you have to win 4 times
yeah,
with the
yeah.
deck you don't like.
I've
Um,
definitely been letting my ticket regens waste a little bit because I haven't been losing enough to get my tickets low enough.
oh,
So I'm
that's a good
wasting some.
problem to have.
I'm wasting regen. So I don't know. I don't know what the win rate is if it's enough that it's going to make up for that.
Mm.
or I should be playing more games. I don't know. I'm not gonna play more of it. I'm very good at not playing more of a mode if I don't want to. That's an easy thing for me to do. So I don't know. I think what's interesting about this mode is I've said before, I'm just gonna always buy the event pass.
Mm.
Whether you tell me in an article that it's good value or bad value, I'm just gonna get it. I have gold. I don't like to spend it that much on cosmetics. It's just a way I can vote for the concept of event passes. But
Yeah.
this one, I'm pretty confident I'm not going to play enough to get to the Victor Pharaoh Hulk. It's pretty hard to reach, if I recall
They
correctly from your article.
Yeah, they really made the pass a lot longer than I expected them to. A free to play player has to have like a 70% win rate to finish the pass, which is that's unprecedented.
Yeah.
I have finished many a pass on the free. I think I've bought one or two of the premium event passes, but usually I'm trying to finish them for free, partially to see if it's even possible. And
Yeah. For
like
research purposes.
check my math, and it always it works
Yeah.
out. Like
Yeah.
I can finish a pass, but this one they've made it so much longer. Uh, Even a premium player who's playing actively has to play like 8 or 9 active days. That's eight or
Yeah.
nine days of not burning missions, not burning tickets in order to finish the pass. Of course, they can just spend extra resources to get more tickets or skip pass levels, or like there's ways for them to skip ahead.
How much do I need to be playing to get to the Victor Pharaoh Hulk? Is it the same because progress doesn't come? You don't gain progress from emblems.
Yeah, that's the like 9 days where you have to be actively playing
Yeah.
to get him because
Yeah.
he's the end of the pass.
Well, yeah.
He's
So
not
I
too long.
probably wouldn't end up getting him. I'm not going to play the game at all tomorrow. So I'm questioning if I'll actually get it this time because I'm not the kind of person that I need to grind and get every reward in the game. But if I'm paying for the pass, I want to get the top prize in the pass. Like
Yeah.
I don't. I'm fine not getting the top prize in a free to play track. But if I
Yeah.
paid for it, I kind of want the Hulk out of it. I guess I don't know. So I'll probably still get it anyway for the reasons I said before, just kind of voting. But I won't be as happy about it.
Yeah.
But I think
Um,
there's no chance I'm going to grind that much to get Hulk. Like I like the game mode, but that's a lot of playing.
I mean, but maybe you're. I mean, you said you're paying to vote with your wallet, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, there's also people who like the cosmetics. That's another reason to pay up. And the other one is to make it faster. And so like maybe you're still getting value even if you don't get Hulk, but you're getting value because you don't want to grind the game mode, and now you only have to play a third as much in order to reach fastball special.
I think you've sold me. I get fastball special earlier. I'll
Seems
probably get
perfectly
how
valid.
how much earlier? Would I already have it probably if I do that?
Uh, yeah, you'd be really close. I have it as a day and 2/3 for most of the win rates.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you've been playing actively, you should be close.
Any other important things we need to know about the economy in this game
Yeah.
mode?
Before we move on, I want to highlight like the question you asked about like okay, active play, but maybe some people aren't finishing missions.
Yeah.
I probably should have done math around people who aren't doing missions, but the reality is, if you want to be completing the game mode, the missions are so valuable, you should be focusing on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
With like a 50% win rate, your 4 tickets in a single like refresh cycle are worth what 60? They're worth 60 emblems and XP. Whereas a full set of missions from a 4 hour refresh is 120. They're
Yeah.
literally 2/3 of the like emblems and XP that you're bringing in are from missions. If you're not buying extra tickets or buying extra missions, that complicates things.
So you could say it as getting both cards is achievable for a free to play player who is willing to focus their gameplay on the missions.
Yeah, they have to play actively
But
for half of
but
the
but
time.
if you're unwilling to focus on those missions, you probably won't be able to get it free to play.
That's true. Yeah, if 2/3 of your stuff is coming from missions and you're just not getting them,
Yeah.
and it takes 5 days with missions to get everything, then you're looking at 15 days, which is
Yeah.
too long. That's too long to get fastball special with tickets alone.
Yeah. So you got to find a way to enjoy playing with each of the different decks. And some of those missions say win.
Yeah,
So you got to be able to
that
win
is.
with some of those. And it's missions that say win combined with a ticketing system, which is awkward. You might
It
need one more
is.
Guardians win and run out of tickets. And then
Really
what do
not
you
a
have to
fan of
do?
it.
You have to give them gold. I guess maybe that's the genius of the design, and
Yeah.
we don't see it. Okay, but so just in general, how generous is this mode compared to past modes?
It's it's really similar to the past two modes we've seen, right? We
Okay.
have seen modes that are much stricter, Kid Omega, High Voltage, and we've seen modes that are much more generous, Deadpool's Diner, where you play just a few games and you can afford a border.
Yeah.
Um,
And what was the
this,
super duper generous one they ran recently? Was that
that was
Diner?
Deadpool's Diner, yeah.
Yeah.
I expect Deadpool's Diner to have either tickets or missions the next time we see it, because they're
Yeah,
not just going to let us play for unlimited resources.
I
That
think
did
it's
not.
gonna be. I think it's gonna be tickets for sure.
Yeah, tickets seem like the standard going forward. Although
Yeah,
it does like really change how Diner works, where you're like betting bubs and like anteing up and all that. Like that doesn't make sense if you're also ticketing, but
so
they'll figure out a way to do it.
I've seen some grumbling in the community that like, oh, the game modes are getting less generous. They're getting worse and worse and worse. They're not. Are they actually getting worse and worse, or is it just a readjustment after Diner?
It depends on what you want. I think that
Is this mode worse than Grand Arena that just wrapped up as far as generosity?
I mean, no, you get two cards from it instead of one
Okay.
for your active play, and that's very achievable for free.
Yeah.
So I think, from my perspective, they're moving in the right direction. They are giving out fewer rewards that are cool, fewer exclusive variants or emotes, or like those are getting more expensive. The cosmetics are getting pricier, but the cards themselves are getting easier to acquire. And
Yeah.
that's what I want to see. I want to see the
Yeah.
cards be like something that somebody who plays even casually can probably get a card. No
Yeah.
problem. But if somebody wants to grind the mode aggressively, like give
Yeah.
them some cosmetics for it.
Well, I'm not one of the people that thinks that every game mode should have the generosity of Deadpool's Diner. I actually think it's probably actively bad for the game for game modes to have that level of generosity. I know everybody loved
Yeah.
it that one time, but I I want them to readjust these game modes economies, but I want them still to feel rewarding and fun. I feel like they've hit that mark for me. It seems like a lot of people are saying they seem a little too stingy for them.
Yeah. I think 1200 gold is probably a little too much. I think 800 felt right. Right? That's
Oh yeah,
$10
the
of
price.
gold. That's comparable to the season pass.
So did it include proportionally more stuff at
Yeah,
least?
so the value of Sanctum's pass and Grand Arena's pass was around zero point 0.5, right? Like
Mhm.
50% value. And this one is too. So,
Okay.
yes, it got 50% more expensive, but also the pricing got a little better.
Yeah, we'd like to see
Um,
that like point 0.7, point 0.8 closer to like a bad bundle.
yeah.
Not the worst bundle and
Ultimately,
not the worst way to spend your money in the game, you know?
right. Okay. I do want to say, for a free player who's like, if you're getting close to Fastball Special or Wild Child, but you're not quite going to make it, there are cheaper ways for you to close the gap than to go for the full premium season pass, right? Mission refreshes are technically cheaper, but they're a bad deal. Don't do them. Don't refresh your missions.
Yeah.
The best thing to do, if you have the time to play, is to buy the 7 ticket bundle that's in the shop every 8 hours. It's 50 gold, 7 tickets. As long as your win rate is even like 40%, like that's going to be the most efficient way for you to use your gold to close a gap. Um, but you have to have the time to play. If you don't have the time to play, you have a different problem. You might need to do the premium season pass to skip.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so to move on to the actual gameplay of the mode,
Yeah,
how have you felt about like the balance in the mode? They are doing a quick balance change.
yeah,
We
it's
have
really
found out.
cool.
While we're recording this, it's not yet live, but it'll be live by the time you see this video.
Right.
Or else we can't release the video, I guess, because we're talking about it. And also, I have an article up on the site that will be there that goes through the balance changes and my opinions of them. But just what's your impression of the mode so far? Like, what seems great? What seems balanced? You said you found a couple decks you like. What did
Yeah.
you find?
My favorite by far is Avengers, and it's like the flavor. The Smiles made a deck, an
Hmm.
Avengers deck that
Yeah,
is,
I played Smiles Avengers deck as well.
yeah, it's mostly ongoing. It's got Shang in there though, and because of that, it makes it very easy for Team Clash, Doctor Strange to pull Shang. And I found Shanging 2 lanes to very often win me the
Yeah,
game. Or Team Clash Doctor Strange being a 2 cost that pulls an on reveal and then repeats that card. Like
Yeah,
um, sort of Grandmaster times
yeah,
like
he's kind of like the
hybridized with Doctor Strange. It's a really cool card. I would love to see a card like that in the actual game, although I think its stats would have to be bad. Like either like a 2-0 or a 3
yeah.
something. And then it's like, is it as fun anymore? I don't know.
I do think that like everything you're saying plays back into what we talked about at the beginning of the learning curve of this mode. There's a lot, and I think these cards are all much more complicated than your typical card. They're doing a lot. Like that Doctor Strange is doing a lot. Or you play the
Yeah,
Spider Verse deck, it's like
the anti
sometimes
venom is
it's like,
weird.
oh, my card's gonna move after this merge, or is my card not gonna move after this merge? Sometimes you'll have like 5 cards moving across the board to random places at the on the last turn. So
Yeah, I've
there
botched at least
definitely is a
one.
learning curve.
Yeah, I've botched a symbiote Spider-Man merge because I forgot that Agony was going to move my next play away. It's like,
Yeah.
um, yeah, they're fun.
Yes. So I
Spider
think
Verse isn't
Avengers
as
is
strong as I thought it was going to be.
yeah, everyone was there was panic in the behind the scenes by the top players that Spider-Verse was going to be so good, it would just destroy everything, would run over everything because it gives you that extra energy. I did think when I was building out Theorycraft that it would be the strongest deck, but I was faced with the idea of what are you actually going to use that energy for? The
That's
only
exactly the
realistic
problem.
the only realistic payoff you can do with it is Man Spider, and it's good.
Yeah,
And their buffs are going to make that deck even better. But it hasn't been like the runaway best. In
right.
fact,
Yeah,
it's the worst precon. There's just some really awkward cards in there. Like the anti venom is really awkward, and the symbiote Spider-Man is straight up bad. It like doesn't go with what's going on in the deck. So they
yeah,
on the in the balance patch they're going to buff that to 4/6. I think it's still going to be bad at 4/6. I think hopefully for next Team Clash they either completely change the ability or take it out because it merges into it. So it's just really awkward. But
yeah,
I've felt like Avengers is really fun too, and I think I've been disappointed to find out. I think one of the most powerful cards to put in there is Shang Chi.
yeah.
He's just really good. I think destruction in this mode generally is good. I talked about that in my article before that I thought counters and destruction were going to be good. I have Killmonger in a couple of decks. I had Elektra, which everybody always scoffs at, in a couple decks. And I had Shang in multiple decks. I mean, one of the decks you can put Shang in is Thunderbolts because they don't really care about if you have Thunderbolts in there. So that can afford to put non-factional members in very easily. That's the
Yeah,
deck that's getting hit with
you're gonna
the
stun
balance
him with
change.
Toxie maybe. It's
Yeah,
like
that's the deck
that's the
that's
downside.
receiving the big balance change nerf. It's the ability is going from +2 to +1. And I have noticed when I'm playing Thunderbolts, it's supposed to be like this sneaky come from behind deck. I'm just winning on raw power with
Just
giant taskmasters
devastating.
and stuff. And it's
Yep.
like that's clearly not how the deck's supposed to play. And it's just running over things. So it's I think that is like wildly better than the other ones. So I'm glad that they're balancing. The one I found that had the most fun with though is for sure X-Men. There's just all sorts of little quirky, interesting things
Mm.
you can do with it. You get all that extra energy. I don't think it's the best one by any
Yeah.
stretch,
Right.
but
I
I've it's the one that attracts me the most from its gameplay patterns.
Yeah, I've only played 1 or 2 games with it so far. It's the one I've played the least by far, maybe because of missions. Um, but I look forward to trying it, especially because you like it and Safety seems to like it. Um,
I think that there's because safety was also with me playing Magneto in that Grand Arena.
yeah,
So there's something about the X-Men that scratches whatever that same itch is of just like
yeah,
playing weird,
proving
playing
the
different. You can just do weird stuff. It's maybe not as linear of a gameplay pattern as like Avengers sometimes is. Although Avengers is kind of complex to play with that Doctor Strange too. I think the decks are hard to play. Like they're
Mhm.
skilled decks, which is a good thing, but it's maybe why people are reacting to like the mode being a little tricky for them.
Yeah.
There's probably a
What do
big
you
skill
think?
gap difference.
What do you think about Guardians? Guardians, they have felt not very strong, and that's what I expected. But I've
Yeah,
still had a lot of fun with the deck, and I'm just
I,
wondering, what do you think about it? Like, can it compete when it's
I've
showing you
I've
where to play?
I've found them shockingly fun to play also.
Yeah.
But the problem is when I've been playing it, often my opponent's getting such a huge benefit from my keyword ability, whereas I'm
Oh.
getting no benefit from theirs. Like the problem facing Thunderbolts is they have a lot of power and you're giving them extra power. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm getting power if I'm hitting on my abilities, but I don't know. There's been a lot of things that feel awkward with the Guardians deck. They're swapping in the precon out Silver Surfer First Steps for Rocket and Groot. And I think that makes perfect sense because Rocket and Groot I've been playing in every Guardians deck because it's the best way to punish your opponent from trying to take advantage of your ability.
Gotcha.
You know what I think they should do? I think they should give regular game Gamora to us. I think the Gamora is bad. I think it's just not. It's worse than regular Gamora.
Yeah, she's won games for me, but I think you're right. More often than not, she's only cutting 4 power. I've had that thought for a few of them where it's like Rocket normally gets +4, and now he's doing +2, and he's drawing.
Yeah,
Drawing is strong, definitely,
yeah,
but like if you didn't need that draw, then he's just worse Rocket.
yeah. There have been
Um,
multiple games where it's like if you have him on the last turn, if you had regular ladder rocket, you could win this game. But he's doing so little on turn 6. I think
yeah, like
Guardians is a deck that has things pulling you towards a turn 6. I'm playing Sarah in mine a lot because I feel like it trying to guess where they're going to play so early, you're more likely to miss. If you can wait, it's a lot more
mm,
predictable. But then there's things that are awkward about the cards playing on turn 6.
yeah. And Drax, I think, is one where it's like the doubling ability is strong, but if you only get it once, it's like not
Yeah,
strong enough.
exactly.
You
It's
know, like
yeah, it's like not quite strong enough, I think.
right. Yeah, I think he could just use 1 or 2 power buff and it would maybe be good enough.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to grandmaster or bounce my Drax to hit him twice, but it's like it's so easy for one of those to miss, and then he's just not big enough.
Yeah. Is there a team we haven't talked about?
Hmm.
We talked about
Talked
X-Men,
about
Avengers, Spider-Verse, Thunderbolts, Guardians. Yeah, that's all of them.
Guardians. We got them
I do.
all.
I mean, it is a complex game mode and it's a massive learning curve, but I think that that's going to help keep it fresh for a lot of people. I do wish there were more teams. Like, I know they're going to add some in the future. We almost got Brotherhood
Yeah,
of.
Brotherhood. Magneto's mask is there in the mode still
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
on the like home screen of the mode.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I wonder when they pulled it. I wonder if it was because of like what we're talking about, complexity reasons. It would be too
hmm.
much load on people, or if there was just something they weren't satisfied with the
I would
balance of it,
guess it's a
or
bug.
maybe they felt the X-Men deck needed Magneto or something.
Mm. But you can have it's not like a special ability in the X-Men deck, right? So you can have regular Magneto in the X-Men deck and Team Clash Magneto in the Brotherhood deck. That's fine.
Yeah, but the X-Men deck really wants you to be playing X-Men for the bonuses you get, although not necessarily on
Oh, and
turn
he
6.
wouldn't count as an. I gotcha. Yeah,
I would love
I
for
would.
them to be able to have people have two um,
Yeah,
alliances,
Spider-Man's on
or
every team.
if they don't do that, like I would like them to be able to at least still design the custom cards for multiple characters. Like you could have a Mr. Fantastic special designed for a Fantastic Four team, or and still have a special one designed for an Avengers team or whatever. I mean, maybe that's
Oh,
a
I
good
see.
example.
That would be
Like
cool.
what's a card that i-
Spider-Man.
is strong on that? What's one that they
Oh,
changed for the mode on Avengers that's really good? You think?
I mean, I think Hawkeye. Hawkeye's so good that they're hitting him.
Yeah, Hawkeye is so
um,
good they're hitting it. Well,
but
so
do you
what I'm
want him in a
imagining,
different mode?
no, well, no, what I'm imagining is they could have that Hawkeye in that deck, and then we get like a sharpshooters deck or a vigilantes deck or something,
Yeah,
and he could be in that too as a special redesign card. Like there doesn't have to
with
just
a
be just one
different
of them.
ability
I think it would with I think they could do with
that
different
that like
abilities.
suits that deck. Yeah, I think that would be a good way for them to deal with characters who belong on multiple teams.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know, I think the game mode's fun. Hopefully they get some of the crashes fixed. I'm really pleased that they're doing balance this early. They clearly were like ready for it. Because there
yeah,
was some criticism
hey,
about doing it
learn
so late.
something.
There was
Yeah,
some criticism about doing so late in uh what was
Grand
it, Grand
Arena.
Arena, but I didn't mind that. I want them to balance it. I think it was more about it was too late. Like I mean, people were saying, "Oh, it means that they're not ready to launch this. It didn't go through enough testing." I don't think that's true. I think that these modes
Yeah,
are never going to launch with perfect balance. It's just not possible.
yeah. There's no
Even
way
with
that second
even with
gener can
extensive
test
playtesting.
enough. Yeah,
Yeah, so I would like every new mode to basically just they are counting on a day one, day two rebalance of it.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
When they give us a draft mode, they need to do the same thing.
I don't, is draft mode going to even care about balancing? Is it going to have
I don't
unique cards?
When they give us a draft mode, they're not just going to give us pick some cards. They're going to make it into a game mode. Like it's going to be its own
Yeah,
unique thing with unique little wrinkles to it.
I'm
I think
very interested to see
people
how they
expecting
make
a
it.
draft mode that's just what you're imagining draft mode is are going to be disappointed. They're not going to give us a basic draft mode.
No, it seems like the reason it's taking so long is because they're trying to figure out how to make it like have a high replay value.
Yeah.
Be interested to see their take on it.
Okay. So that we've got articles up on the site fourthlocation.com covering all of this stuff. You can see more of Lauren's economy analysis in excruciating detail in there. She really goes through it. And then I've got a strategy guide that was built for before the game mode launches, and then I've got a review of the OTA balance changes. So check it out.
Yeah, got new stuff coming all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
All right, bye y'all.
Bye.